Hello again everybody, I hope you're doing well, and as promised, I'm going to be supplying you with a week worth of Malaysian football shirts. A lot of you who watch the videos, and obviously like myself, we're based in Europe, and our interactions and knowledge of Malaysian football is probably rather limited, or at least it is for myself, and I do find it quite interesting learning about football from all over the world, and I do this through mainly buying football shirts. I developed a contact directly in Malaysia quite a number of years ago who was actually able to previously supply me with Malaysian football shirts. There were two that he sent across to me directly from Malaysia, and football in Malaysia is so popular. It's massive. It's like anywhere else. It's just, I love the passion and I'm instantly drawn to that. And I remember just scrolling through online somewhere, Instagram possibly, and I saw a shirt appear and it was beautiful, and I was like, I need to get this shirt. And I saw it was Malaysian, so I dropped my friend a message. He goes, hey, is there any chance you can grab me one of these and send it across? And he was like, yeah, sure, we can do that. And because of where they're coming from, prices are actually pretty reasonable. You can buy a brand new shirt for £20–25. You can buy sort of dead stock or clearance shirts for like £10. So it makes sense to buy one. The problem is the shipping. It's quite a long way away from Malaysia to the UK, and that's usually the killer. So the idea is to buy 2, 3, 4, whatever amount to make it worth the shipping. So we found and we got the shirt that I wanted, which I will show you on Friday. It's immaculate. Then he suggested that he had actually a few lying around himself, because he does generally sell them, and we added that to it, so I purchased that one, and we thought like it wasn't quite enough yet, so we just added a further shirt to it. So I had 3 shirts, and we were trying to arrange shipping. And then he actually messaged me saying, oh, by the way mate, I'm travelling to the UK, I can bring you the shirts with me, save you the shipping, and then we'll just figure something out. I was like, okay then, let's do that, that sounds like a great idea. Problem is, of course, trying to figure a way to meet up or transport or sort of deliver, post the shirts, a little bit tricky. Luckily, he was actually meeting up with another fellow collector in the UK that I'm also friends with, and he was able to pass the shirts on to him, and then that guy, who was coincidentally also going to receive some shirts from Brazil to him to then pass on to me, he then just sent them all back to me, so I was able to save on a pretty decent amount of shipping there, and we have a small little network of people that was able to pull this off. These shirts I probably ordered something around about October, and they were sort of arriving through November, December, paid for, and then they arrived in March, and it was mainly my sort of issue, is I, slowly finalising things and choosing which shirts I wanted, so it was nothing on my contact with my friend at all. So they've been in my office for about 2 months now, a month and a half, something like that, so it's only fair that I start opening them. So I'm going to start today with this one. So it's still in its bag. I haven't opened it specifically, I've not seen it properly, I just have it sort of in here. So there's probably going to be a lot of people who are not too familiar with a lot of these clubs, so I'll try my best to explain to you who they are. So let's get it open. I'm always excited to see what is present. So feel like we've got some tissue paper. Get rid of that. Is there anything else? Doesn't look like it. So we have a tag, which is always nice, isn't it? So, okay, we have some sticking of the sponsor in transit. Doesn't look like anything's transferred across, so that's nice. Right then, let's try again. So that is the rear of the shirt. So it is a red effort. So it starts with a darker red, sort of a maroon at the top, fades towards your traditional red at the bottom. We've got some sponsors there. And then we have what I believe is the flag of the state, possibly on the neck there. I will double check that. And then we'll turn it around. We have this tag. And there is the front of the shirt. So it sort of follows the same pattern there, with your BMW sponsor. And I know if you can't read what the club is, possibly you may be more familiar with the latest crest, because I believe they recently updated it. But there is the shirt. It feels really nice. Very, very pleased with this one. This was just one of the shirts that was added as a sort of a buffer to make the shirt a little bit better. I love the side pieces. These little checkerboard running down the side. That's really cool. That's very nice, in fact. So I'll grab the mannequin because I realise I've not actually pulled the mannequin out. I will dress him, do some research, and I'll come back to you. Okie dokie then, we are back. And there's the shirt. Pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. So, for those of you who are not too familiar with this club, it is Kelantan FA. And this is their 2018 home shirt. So quite a few seasons old there, but they do play in red, so it is their home one. And it is a Lotto shirt, which is quite interesting. Lotto seem to be quite popular in Malaysia. And this one, I said it's quite heavy set, which is a different feel because a lot of the European Lotto shirts I have are really sort of small and quite lightweight. So it's interesting how they sort of do that for different regions. Now all of these shirts, I think I've done this, I bought a large. Generally, if you're buying from Malaysia, it is best to buy a size up. It can be the case in Asia, depending on where you're buying from them, to buy 2 up. Sometimes you buy the correct size. It's really difficult. You just need to follow the sort of size guides on the website. And this one does translate into a sort of more of a UK medium, so it's not really super tight fitting. Though I think if I would have bought a medium, probably would have been fine just as well. So the club was founded in 1946 as Kelantan Amateur Football Club. I also say football association, known as football associations in Malaysia, a lot of them. And they play in Kota Baru, which is the state capital of Kelantan. Makes sense, right? Kelantan is on the border of Thailand. It's quite close to the Thai border there. And apparently the club changed its crest in 2021. So this is their older crest there, which has their nickname, the Red Warriors on it. Now it's more of a traditional, more new contemporary design, shall we say. So like I said, it's manufactured by Lotto, and the club play in the Malaysian Premier League, which is the second tier. It's not the top tier. In Malaysia, their top division is called the Super League, so they already have the fabled Super League. So if you're playing the Premier League, it's the second division. Last season, they finished mid-table. Really nothing going on. Nowhere near the top, nowhere near the bottom. Very middle of the road there. In 2018, so the season that this shirt was worn, they were actually relegated from the Super League. So not the greatest of seasons. This shirt will bring memories for all the fans. And they've been in sort of second division ever since then. In 2012, though, they achieved great success, winning the treble, which means they won the Super League, the FA Cup, and the Malaysian Cup, which any team in any country, wherever it is, if you can win a treble, a domestic treble, I think that deserves high praise. So if I say through 2010, 2013, probably their heyday, I think they won maybe a couple of league titles, some cups, etc. Since then, they've kind of petered off a little bit. Generally, with a lot of the clubs in this part of the board, it comes down to sort of changing owners, financial issues, etc. But that's kind of it, really. It has a lot of sponsors on. You realise, I mean, specifically looking at that shirt there, there's a lot of sponsors that are placed on these shirts, which makes sense if money can be a little bit difficult to find. But I think it's cool. I'm very happy with this. You obviously don't see many of these floating around. In Europe, you don't see many Malaysian shirts. Other than buying directly from Malaysia, the only one I could find was that Johor Darul shirt, which makes sense because they are the best team in the country. And I had to buy that one from Germany. So, this is number 1 of 3 shirts that I'm going to be showing you. I think you should think this one's pretty cool. Let me know. Have you got any shirts in Malaysia? Are you from Malaysia yourself, and which team do you support? Possibly the team you support may be coming up in the next 2 videos. They are pretty big teams. Anyway guys, hope you guys have a great week ahead, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.